What's up, internet? I'm the Big Boss Dog, and today I was watching some of my old videos, and it made me realize two things. One, my god, my voice is annoying. And two, I never beat the secret bosses in Cuphead with the worst damage setup on Expert. So that's what we're gonna do here today. Now, for those of you that didn't watch the first video, or chose not to remember it, the worst damage setup is the Twin Heart Charm, the Chaser Weapon, and Super R2, Invincibility. The reason for this is that Chaser has the worst damage output of the entire game, Twin Heart Charm reduces that damage by 10%, and Invincibility doesn't do any damage. And I would also like to mention that I know everyone can't be as smart as me, or as handsome as me, or even as modest as me. So I'm gonna make sure to explain every secret boss, all three of them, and how to get to them in this video. The first of three secret bosses comes from the Root Pack, the first level in the game, and in my opinion, one of the easiest. All you have to do is beat up Motato, that's the first guy, and then not fire a single shot at the Onion. As you can see, the Onion is already incredibly nervous about fighting, so if we don't shoot him, he'll go back down and instead send out a very, very angry Radish. Now, in my opinion, on a normal playthrough, this is definitely not worth it. I would much rather fight the Onion and dodge the teardrops than have to deal with this crap right here. Maybe this wouldn't be as bad if I had the Smoke Charm and could dash through it, but since it takes forever to break the mini carrots that he shoots at you, you have to dodge the laser coming out of his third eye, and on top of that, this thing is spinning on the ground, making it impossible to run anywhere, and you have to jump all the time. It's very frustrating. I'm getting frustrated just thinking about it. As a matter of fact, I recently bought one of those Active Watch smartwatch things that you can sync to your phone and keep track of your heart rate and your calories and all that nonsense, and this is stressing me out so much right now. It's asking me if I want to take a break. Take a break from what? I'm sitting here editing the video. Alright, according to this thing, I'm gonna die soon if I keep talking about this carrot. And you know what? That's really unfortunate for me, because this lasts for about another 20-30 seconds. This fight takes absolutely forever with this setup, and including the carrot, the many radish beat on the ground. It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't know why they put these in the game. I hate all of them. This is just the tip of the iceberg. You have no idea. And I'm only making this because it was a high request to continue from that last video. Beating every boss in Cuphead with the worst damage setup on Expert. All of you seem to love that video a lot. I have suggestions to do it the run and gun version. I have suggestions to do the secret bosses, which I'm doing now. And I don't know why you like this content so much. I think watching me suffer and hearing my blood pressure rise through my voice makes you guys feel happy for some reason. And I don't understand what I ever did to you to make that amount of frustration bring you joy. Anyways, our second secret boss takes us to Jeannie the Great in his episode Pyramid Peril in Inkwell Isle 2. And I gotta say, I would just like to say, first of all, I'm not even good at this level to begin with. Like, this is incredibly hard for me, especially the last part of it. The very last part of this boss, without the secret boss, is ridiculously difficult for me, okay? Second of all, this took me about 67 minutes to actually beat. I went through so much computer storage, I had to defragment my disk, do a disk cleanup, and I still had to delete like 10 or 15 of my old videos, just to even continue recording this thing. And don't worry too much, I didn't delete anything off of YouTube. I'm talking about my internal computer storage. And even then, I only deleted the very first videos on this channel, which are like terrible quickscope videos. So, we're safe. But that's how long this took. I have never had a problem like that with all of these Cuphead videos and challenges since I've been on YouTube. I've never had to delete that much or take that long to record, because a lot of you guys think that with these videos you're watching, everything is one take for some reason, and that's not the case, like, at all. No, I don't get them all on the first try, and no, my loading screens aren't that fast. Anyways, for this part, while the genie is reading your plane, you have to stay in mini mode to activate the secret boss. Instead of the large version of Mugman that pops up usually, instead you'll get this little eeny teeny tiny version, and he's going to attack you during the pyramid stage. After about the first 10 times I got here, I realized that I am not coordinated enough to deal with this, so I restarted the game every single time I came here with less health than 4 or 5, which is why this run seems so good. But I got here plenty times with about 3 or 2 health and got destroyed immediately. But here's the best strategy you can do to beat this secret boss with this setup. First of all, don't focus on shooting that tiny puppet. Keep blowing up the big fat genie taking up 1/4 of the right side of the screen. Save up your nukes every time they do the most damage, and we're gonna blow this guy up. Also, it's important to notice which direction the little guy in the center is going to be shooting in. He's either going to shoot at you clockwise or counterclockwise. And once you realize that, it'll help you know where to go to avoid the rest of the attacks, like the genie's third eye shot, or the pyramid's purple Y-axis, X-axis attack. It can get easy to be overwhelmed in this level, but as long as you keep focusing, you'll get through it in no time. Or 67 minutes if you're as bad at video games as I am. Now, I know the timer on this says 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and that's all fine and dandy, but to me this fight felt like it took 15 minutes every time. It was truly an emotionally damaging experience. But now that it's over, we're going to go ahead and make our way all the way over to Inkwell Isle 3 and fight the final and last secret boss of the game. And take everything bad that I said about the Jeannie the Great secret boss, and we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 2. 2 times the amount of memory, 2 times the amount of tries it took, and 2 times the amount of minutes. Oh my goodness. The secret boss requirement for the root pack was simply don't shoot the onion and a radish will appear. The secret boss requirement for Pyramid Peril was simply stay in mini mode while having your fortune read, and you'll skip a boss phase and add the little tiny itty bitty puppet to fight later. The secret boss fight for this one is literally sabotage. We have to lower the angel weights on either side of the play to drop a chandelier on this poor woman's husband. I really wish I was making this up, but I'm not. The secret boss requirement for this is homicide and to widow a poor lady. And it changes the entire rest of the boss fight. Like here, instead of the baby throwing bottles at you, the nun throws in homing rulers. It is ridiculous. This is so sad. You know how in Tom and Jerry, half the time Tom was minding his own business and Jerry was being a pest and Jerry still wins? And you're like, why does this mouse always win? That's kind of how I feel here. Alright, it's not fair. It is so incredibly frustrating with the Chaser and the Twin Heart Charm. Not being able to dash through anything with Smoke Charm makes it so impossible. You get stuck in corners in situations like this, where if you're not doing everything perfect, you're going to lose. And Sally's stage play is infamous for having a bunch of things on screen that are going to take away your Chaser. For this part of the level, it's the Nun. It's hard to focus all of your firepower when you can't truly aim your weapon, and then when the nun starts taking away chaser bullets, she'll keep respawning even if she dies. So all it does is make this level take longer from you, especially this part right here. The only way to beat this level is to kill the lady in red, Sally's stage play. That's it. If you end up shooting the blue guy, her husband, who you murdered in the first act, it won't do anything to Sally herself. Yes, you can kill the guy, but why would you want to? He's going to make it take longer, and it won't end the stage. Not to mention, you have to destroy that meteor too. This is very, very, very frustrating, and this whole entire level turns into an endurance test once you do this. So, beating this level the first time took me about 45 minutes. Notice I said the first time. When I played back the footage, I realized that my Elgato game capture somehow managed to corrupt what I was recording. So after it took me 45 minutes to beat this boss the first time, it then took me an additional 45 minutes to beat her again. Oh, it's so unfair. It is just so ridiculously crazy unfair. And I can't tell you how many times I lost in this level because the meteor takes longer to break with Twin Heart Charm and Chaser than the big wave actually takes to show up. And I don't have Smoke Charm, so I can't dash through it. I have absolutely no idea how I even did this. Especially since I've been on 1 frickin' health for like the past 5 minutes, it feels like. How long is this boss fight? Cuphead bosses are supposed to take 2 minutes. 2 minutes! That's how long it should take for you to get an A ranking. That's how long it takes. And we're still going. Thankfully, once you beat that part, the hardest part is over. Now all you have to do is dodge these roses and the umbrella. And let me tell you, when I did this in real life, I was so so worried that I was going to take a damage and fail the challenge again, because I only made it to this screen twice. The first time I beat it, and the second time I beat it. So you can imagine how stressed out I was. And there we go. That is all the Cuphead secret bosses beaten with the worst damage setup on Expert. Never ask me to do anything again. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for everything you guys have done for me in the past few months. It really means a lot. I hope you guys like the new intro and outro and some other fancy stuff. And I will see you on the next episode. Hopefully not this. Peace.